Andrade should have betrayed Charlotte Flair. WWE veteran says Charlotte Flair married WWE star Andrade in 2022. However, they reportedly parted ways last year. Andrade and Charlotte Flair's divorce was reportedly finalized in October 2024 after 2 years of marriage. Vince Russo, WWE's former head writer, thinks the real-life situation should have been incorporated into a storyline that on February 1st, Flair won the Women's Royal Rumble in her return match after 14 months out with a torn ACL, MCL, and meniscus. 2 days after the event, news of her and Andrade's divorce was revealed publicly for the first time. "I saw those training videos, and she was a beast," Russo said. "She was training so hard she was crying. It was unbelievable to see. Bro, that's what should have been used. And then the divorce should have been used. And while she's fighting for her career, she's going through this divorce. She's going through all this. Then, bro, you bring her back. You have Andrade SR *W her. You want to get her over as a babyface? That's how you get her over as a babyface." Watch the video above to hear the panel share more ideas on how Charlotte Flair should have been booked after her long-awaited return. Vince Russo on WWE's missed opportunity with Charlotte Flair. Throughout her career, critics have accused Charlotte Flair of receiving so many chances because her father is WWE legend Ric Flair. Away from the ring, she also had to deal with the passing of her brother Reed in 2013. In Vince Russo's opinion, the Queen's WWE character should center around her real-life story. Talk about a stacked deck. First of all, man, she had horrific injuries. It wasn't one injury. It was several. Horrific. She had to battle back from that. Bro, there's the Reed thing that you know is still with her. I guarantee you, Chris, there's a high level of jealousy in that locker room because she's so freaking good, and on top of that you got a wacko father, Ric Flair. I mean, think about all those things that on April 19th to 20th, Charlotte Flair will challenge Tiffany Stratton for the WWE Women's Championship at WrestleMania 41. Flair will challenge WWE Women's Champion Tiffany Stratton for her title at WrestleMania 41. If the Queen wins this bout, she will become a 15-time Women's Champion. While a milestone like this is a dream for every professional wrestler, many fans have criticized WWE for consistently pushing the second-generation star. Conan, who is one of the hosts of the Keepin' It 100 official podcast, agreed with the above-mentioned opinion. He felt Flair shouldn't have won the 30-woman Royal Rumble match. He also compared the Queen to AEW star MJF and said the two stars have been overexposed by their respective companies, that she's been in the top place too long. Just get other people in there. She didn't have to win. She didn't need it. So I agree with that. And she has been overexposed, and that's a problem that happens when you get overexposed, just like MJF. Like, I literally used to watch every week just to hear his promos. Now I am like, Conan said. Charlotte Flair's father Ric Flair talks about her recent return. Charlotte Flair is the daughter of the nature boy Ric Flair. On a recent episode of Busted Open, the 76-year-old spoke about the former women's champion's return at Royal Rumble 2025. She just keeps getting better. She's never satisfied with her performance. She'll pick it apart. She really has her feet on the ground now when it comes to knowing her character and going out there. When she starts talking, you listen. It's so natural, Rick said. Charlotte Flair married WWE star Andrade in 2022. However, they reportedly parted ways last year. Charlotte Flair shares heartfelt birthday tribute to late brother Reed. The Flair family has earned its place in pro wrestling history books as one of the industry's most prominent bloodlines. Today is a somber day for Ric Flair, his family, and the rest of the wrestling world. Charlotte just marked the day with a special birthday tribute to her late brother. Charlotte has made it a point to keep her brother's memory alive, mentioning him at times on WWE TV and in interviews, and getting a pair of tribute tattoos. The Queen took to X/Twitter today to pay tribute to Reed on the day he would have turned 37. She shared the following in-ring photo of the former NWA Mid-Atlantic Tag Team Champion and captioned it with a rose and wing emoji. Richard Reed Flair tragically passed away on March 29, 2013, at the age of 25. Known to wrestling fans as Reed, the successful high school wrestler had begun to find success in the pro wrestling indies. The Nature Boy's youngest son started training with All Japan in late 2012 and returned to the United States from his first tour in Japan just 12 days before his death. He would have celebrated his 37th birthday today. Reed had 2 WCW matches when he was 12 years old. In May 2000, Vince Russo and David Flair defeated him and his father on WCW Thunder. Charlotte Flair broke a long-standing WWE tradition. To show she's a perfect natural heel, Charlotte Flair triumphantly returned to wrestling at the WWE Royal Rumble Premium Live event, competing in her first match in over a year after a serious knee injury. She was pre-announced for the match, so it wasn't a surprise moment, but in typical Flair fashion, she made sure everyone left the show talking about her. That's because the Queen returned with a bang, winning the Women's Royal Rumble and booking her place at WWE WrestleMania 41. However, after a brief moment in the sun as a babyface, fans brought her crashing back down to earth with a bang by booing her out of the building the following night, proving her quality as a heel by going against a classic wrestling tradition. Typically, in wrestling, whenever someone returns from a serious injury, they're welcomed back with a babyface run because fans are just happy to see them. Considering the length of time that Charlotte was sidelined for, coupled with her general star power, most people presumed that would be the case here. Charlotte Flair didn't get the welcome back babyface run. Flair got a good reception in the Royal Rumble match itself, and that seemed to set things up positively for a babyface run. However, the next night on WWE Raw, fans hated her again, and it was as if no time had passed from her previous run in WWE, despite the fact she was cutting a genuinely babyface promo about the adversities she's dealt with and the problems she's had to overcome. Fans just seem to have zero sympathy for Flair. It's a unique situation for someone to be in, but it does prove that she's a genuinely fantastic heel. And that's not easy to find when someone is also a terrific in-ring talent like she is. That WWE consistently makes booking mistakes with Charlotte Flair. Big reason fans immediately turned on Charlotte Flair after her return is that there appears to be nothing new with her character or in how WWE is booking her. From the moment she arrived on the main roster, WWE has forced her into main event positions, racking up title wins to seemingly catch her father's record as quickly as possible. None of that aligns with a babyface, so people prefer to cheer the likes of Bayley or Becky Lynch. Fans like to see someone scrap and earn their opportunities, and returning from a serious injury like Flair did provide WWE the chance to tell that story with Flair, having her narrowly miss out and be forced to scrap for everything. However, WWE just had her waltz back and immediately won the Royal Rumble. That's the same type of booking the company has always done. Unfortunately, at this stage, audiences are genuinely tied to it. Flair might be an incredible professional wrestler, but she has become stagnant, and that's a problem for her character. The fact that fans wasted no time telling WWE exactly that isn't a positive sign either. There are certain wrestlers who fans cannot imagine as a heel, such as Rey Mysterio, but Charlotte Flair falls into the opposite category. While she's been a babyface in the past, it is a role that's never quite suited her and has never felt truly organic or natural when it has been attempted. Charlotte Flair is unlikely to ever work as a babyface. A big reason for that is her overall presentation. While some fans can get cheered for claiming they're the best in the world, such as CM Punk, Flair cannot. Seeing her walk out in huge robes or wearing designer gear for promos all push a classic heel character, and her often arrogant persona only supports that Flair is a genuinely brilliant heel who always gets a massive reaction from the fans, which is crucial for anyone in this role. WWE doesn't have many of these at the top level, and that's why the company might just consider never changing her at this point. The path forward for Charlotte can already be seen, as she is now fully leaning into her heel gimmick, as was shown on last week's SmackDown during her promo with Tiffany Stratton. There's no